with f4. A lot of people hate on this opening, say it's bad, but I promise it's really good. Like, first of all, let's just get this out of the way. The scary try, the From's Gambit, it doesn't work. Just don't be afraid. If they try this and this, then just don't take the queen. Just play like the e4 and you're fine. Like, black has nothing. The queen has to move. You're up a pawn. You have a lot of space in the center. Like, you can fianchetto your right square bishop and play like knight f3, and you just have a good position. That's why black's better move after e5 is d6. Now, you are going to take again. Don't be afraid. You play knight to f3, and now that there's no checkmate threat anymore. And here, like, black's best try is g5. You must play g3, g4, knight h4. If they go bishop to e7 here, then just knight g2, and you just have like a solid position. You can play d4, bishop f4 to like defend g3. So why black's better try is knight to e7, and do not forget this line. You have to play d4, and then when black plays knight g6, you have to take. And after they take back, queen to d3, because if you just play a random move like c3, then this, because you can't take that or you lose the rook. So that's why queen to d3 is necessary to defend this pawn. And now, black's not have a lot, but you have to be careful because there's one trick. Knight c6, and if you just play a random developing move like this, black can actually take this because of this tactic. So here, instead of bishop g2, just go c3. A lot of people try bishop f5 for some reason. Just go e4. And queen g7, bishop g2. And you can eventually like castle short, and then which one the bishop's actually hanging with? Long castle, short castle. The bishop's actually hanging now, and you're really just up a pawn. Like, black doesn't have a lot. A lot of people try this, because if you take it, then this is very powerful because the pawn's pinned. But take the bishop. Black has nothing. So let's look at black's better options. That is not e5. Black's best option here is d5. At which point you play knight to f3, c5, taking more space to center, e3, knight c6. Like you will always play like moves like e3 and knight f3 because the core idea behind f4 is you're gonna fight for e5, and you see that their knight controls e5, so you want to get rid of it. Don't play knight c3. Don't listen to the engine. Like, let's say black plays knight f6. You go b3. And the moment that black attacks your bishop, take the knight. And then play bishop to b2. And now you control e5 a lot. Like, you're going to castle soon. And I'm going to reveal to you like the two secret ideas behind f4 that are not immediately visible. Like, the core idea is e5 easily. Like, so black play e6, and then white castles, bishop to e7. d3, you finish your development like this. Black also castles. Knight b to d2. I'm gonna have black play queen c7 just because like black doesn't really have a lot of moves here. So here it's time you launch your knight in the middle of the board. Now your knight's in the middle of the board. It's very powerful. And let's say black plays like rook b8. Well, queen e1. This is one of the secret ideas behind f4. Because the f2 pawn is gone, your queen can join the action like this. Because the pawn is on f4 rather than on f2. So black just gets the last piece off the back rank. You can now play rook to f3 and bring your rook into the attack. This is the other secret idea behind f4. Because now there's nothing stopping your rook from hopping up to f3. So black like tries to attack your knight, just desperately trying to hang on. Like, so you can slide the rook over to h3. And if black ever takes your knight, then after like you take back, like knight e8 is knight h4's best move, but this is really scary for black. Like, they have played knight h6, and there's a lot of ways black can lose this. Like g4 looks g4 wins, because this is game over. You're gonna make the knight move soon, and then you're gonna checkmate them on h7. So that's why like black cannot take. And this is really strong. So like h6, like you can just bring the rook over, and black is under a lot of pressure here. And white has a very powerful attack. So those are the secret ideas behind it. Like rook f3, rook h3, queen e1, queen g3. That's how you start your attack. So like, instead of taking out, like what if they try to like gain counterplay, like a5 trying to play a4. Well, now they're already losing. Like something like queen g3 or queen h4 in this case, because it puts a lot of pressure on black. And if they try this, then it's over. Knight g4, this is over. Because look at this. Like if they play something like h6 to stop your queen from coming in, take the knight. Just take it. And if they take back, queen takes h6, black is getting checkmated. And like, king h6 is the best move, but now you're up a piece and you're completely winning. Not to mention, like, you can take here and black can't take back. Because if they take back, you have this, because that pawn's pinned. And you have 3 ways to checkmate black. This, and this. Like, that shows you like how powerful these bird attacks can get. And I'm gonna show you another variation with a slightly different game plan. Like same standard moves, but what if black puts their bishop here this time? Bishop doesn't belong here. So you look at advantage. You'll start by just continuing with your normal setup. Black's gonna do the same. And here, like you have to make sure before you play d3 you take that, because if you play d3, then they have this, which is very scary. So you have to take, and then they take back. You go d3. And let's let black keep playing moves. And now you go h3, and here they have to take. You can take back with your queen or your knight. But if they go bishop h5, g4, then bishop g6, and then knight to e5. If after queen c7 you go queen to e2, like there's a bunch of different options. So back to rook b8, and then you actually long castle, and then and keep this in mind whenever black tries to go a5 to attack you, a4. Even if it's not the best move, like this is the safest way of playing to make sure black doesn't get any counterplay. And let's say black keeps trying to attack you, h4, and this is already a lot worse for black. Like h6, just take the bishop. And it's like g5, just keep going forward. If they take it, then they're already worse, because after knight h5, rook takes h5, just tears everything open. Like g6, rook h1 is coming, black cannot survive. Like, which is why like it's better for black. Which is why it is better for black to take. After knight takes f3 and like queen c7, you go queen to e2. Let's say rook b8, and you castle long again. And after like a5, just a4, don't let anything through. And if you're trying like double, then you go knight to e5 again, and then you start attacking again. So like that's the game plan against bishop to g4, because the bishop does not belong there, so you want to use it as a target to advance your kingside pawns and actually castle queenside this time. Same goes for bishop f5, by the way. Now let me show you black's best try, bishop to d7. b3, it is similar to the first variation I showed you. Like whenever they provoke it, you take the knight. This time I take back with the bishop though, which means their pawn structure is not damaged, so this is a little bit worse. Bishop e7, knight d2, castles, knight 3-5 like normal. Queen c7, queen e1 like you saw in the other variation. b5, the difference is black has a lot more counterplay. Rook f3. Their best try is likely d4, but you have to go e4. Or in this variation you can actually take, but normally people here, well, normally people will back up to b7. If bishop's on b7, then Like, you want to go back up to b7 before you start your attack. So if bishop's on b7, then when you see d4, you go e4. But here you can just take the bishop. Like if b5, and like you bring the rook over to h3, and see black gets a lot more counterplay. Like you still get your attack, but black gets counterplay. Open c file, but you can still get your attack. And just clear, there's no discovered attacks on your queen because of this. Like knight has to stay to guard h7. But you just have to be more careful in this variation because black will get a lot of counterplay. But that is black's best try. That is all the attacking ideas of the bird, and it still works very well at my level. So imagine how many people could lose to it at your level, because the attacks you get from the bird are very powerful. Sometimes you can actually just bring the other rook over. Like you can bring the rook from a1 over all the way over to f1, then move it up to g3 to get an even stronger attack. But it's very rare that you can do that. So sometimes like you have to guard your back rank because of like this counterplay. Anyways, that's the video for today. And I hope after that you see why the bird's opening is so strong.